The man who runs the FBI quietly made a bet on Bitcoin, and it just lost almost half its value. FBI Director Kash Patel bought a six-figure stake in Strategy, the company formerly known as MicroStrategy, back in November, but he only disclosed that purchase months later, well past the deadline that senior federal officials are required to meet. Strategy is the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin in the world, and its share price rises and falls almost entirely with the price of Bitcoin itself. Since Patel made that purchase, the stock has dropped 44%, tracking Bitcoin's steep slide from its highs earlier this year. Federal ethics rules require top government officials to report trades like this within about 45 days, not several months, so the public can spot any potential conflicts of interest. For the person now leading the country's most powerful law enforcement agency, a late disclosed and deeply underwater crypto position is exactly the kind of holding those disclosure rules were written to bring into the open. Patel has not publicly explained why the filing came so late. Someone generated 500,000 fake song streams, not for fame, but to win a $3 million bet. On the prediction markets Polymarket and Kalshi, traders had been betting on whether a particular song would cross a streaming milestone, and one player allegedly rigged the outcome by pumping roughly 500,000 artificial streams onto Spotify. Those fake streams pushed the song past the target, settling the roughly $3 million market in the manipulator's favor, according to a Bloomberg report. Once the scheme surfaced, Spotify asked both Polymarket and Kalshi to stop using its name and logo, distancing the streaming service from bets it never agreed to back. The episode exposes a real weakness in prediction markets. When a bet is settled using outside data like streaming counts, anyone who can fake that data can move real money. Prediction markets have exploded in popularity over the past year, handling billions of dollars in bets on everything from elections to entertainment. This is one of the first clear cases of someone manufacturing the real world to cash out a wager. While ordinary investors pulled a record amount of money out of Bitcoin, someone quietly bought $16 billion of it. Over just 2 weeks, large holders known as whales scooped up roughly 270,000 Bitcoin, worth about $16.7 billion, according to on-chain data. At the very same time, the Bitcoin exchange-traded funds that everyday investors rely on bled a record $4 billion in withdrawals. In other words, as the crowd rushed for the exits, the biggest players in the market were quietly buying up much of what everyone else was selling. It's a striking split. The retail-facing funds are shrinking at their fastest pace on record, while the whales are treating the same price drop as a rare chance to load up. Bitcoin has since steadied around $62,000, even as the wider market's mood sits deep in what traders call extreme fear. And whether the nervous crowd or the patient whales end up on the right side of this won't be clear for months. Subscribe now.